Hi everyone, it's Fiona Lukis here from The Relationship Place. And I wanted to share a message with you as we're coming up towards the end of the year. It's almost Christmas, can you believe it's gone so fast? And at this time of year, we tend to be focusing on all the things that we need to do and how busy we are. And connection and intimacy can be something that's lacking in our relationships. And at this time of year, that's something we're craving more than ever. But it's also a time of year where we are reflecting on the year that's been and thinking about the year that we want to create. And as human beings, we tend to notice the things that have been missing first when we reflect. We tend to notice the things that aren't there, the ways in which things could be better, the ways in which our partner could improve, the ways in which our relationship could be better. And we start to really spend a lot of time in that space. And as one of my mentors said to me recently, it's called weatherproofing, where people are weatherproofing their relationship, weatherproofing their lives. And what tends to happen when you are focusing on weatherproofing is you're focusing on everything that's not. Now, when we are focusing on everything that's not, this tends to create a sense of divide between the two of you. It brings up each other's insecurities. It actually heightens those, it exaggerates them. And you find the thing that's driving you nuts about your partner seems to be even worse, even stronger. They seem to be doing more and more of that behavior, exhibiting more and more of those things that drive you crazy. And you think to yourself, I don't understand it. What's going wrong? How come it's so bad at the moment? And what we don't realize is the reason that can look worse is a direct result of what we've been focusing on. You know, there's a great metaphor that reflects this so well. You know, imagine that you are in a log cabin and it's remote. You're miles away from civilization, friends, technology, all those things, and you're enjoying some really quiet, intimate time with your partner. There's a beautiful log fire going, it's quite cold outside, and you're snuggled up together enjoying the warmth. And as you're lying there, you notice a bit of a draft coming over from the corner over there. And you're lying there for a little while and you try to ignore it, but you can feel it. And after a while, you decide to yourself, you know what, if I went and sorted out whatever's causing that draft, I know that I would feel more comfortable here. So you get up, you walk over to investigate, and you notice that the window's open a crack. So you close the window. And then once you close that window, you notice that the door next door to the window has a really big gap under the bottom of it that you just hadn't seen before. You think, oh, gee, I can feel quite a bit of a draft coming in from that, so I'm just going to get something to close that gap to cover it up. And so you find something to cover that gap up. But once you've closed that gap up, you look over to the side and you actually notice that there's another window on the side of the door that's got a crack in it. And you can also feel a draft coming out of that. And you think to yourself, well, I've just closed that window, I've fixed the gap under the door, I think I'll just go and put some tape over that crack in the window. So you rummage around in the laundry and you look everywhere and you finally find the tape. You tape that over really carefully. And as you're doing that, you walk past the laundry window and see that that window is open as well. And not just a little bit, enough to let more of a draft in. So you decide, you know what, I can't stand it. I'm going to check every single window in the house. So you go around weatherproofing, checking, fixing, closing every single window, nook and cranny, thinking, oh, I can't wait. Once I've done all of this, then I'll really be able to lie down by the fire with my partner. Oh, I can't wait. You go around, you're weatherproofing, you've fixed everything up. You've gone back to lie down with your partner and the fire's gone out and your partner's gone to bed. Now, this is what happens when we start weatherproofing our relationships. When we start focusing on that versus focusing on connection, focusing on the great stuff, focusing on enjoying each other's company. You know, there's a fork in a road that a relationship goes down. And two people can be going along really well, and that fork in the road is they're either going to start focusing on weatherproofing, so preparing themselves for things that can go wrong, believing that, well, you know, if you know what's wrong with you and I know what's wrong with me, then we'll move forward. Then our relationship will surely flourish from there. Or there's a fork in the road where people simply focus on enjoying each other's company, seeing the greatness in one another, overlooking the fact that the window might be open half an inch. There might be a gap under the door. They really start to focus on enjoying each other's company. Now, what tends to happen when you busy yourself with weatherproofing is there is a sense of insecurity that comes up in your partner. And when our insecurities come up, we are not showing our best side. We are not showing, our perception is warped, our judgment is warped. The best of who we are is not on display, and you often find that the very worst things around your partner continue and grow until you convince yourself that you don't even know what you ever saw in that person. So what I'm suggesting over this holiday and New Year's period is, don't think about what you're not getting. Don't think about how your partner could be a better person. Don't think about what could make your relationship improve by 10%. Don't think about how you could be a better person. Don't think about any of that stuff. Just focus on enjoying each other's company. It may sound simplistic, but it's so, so, so important. All of those things that sometimes we get told by people that, for a relationship to be great, you've got to have lots of things in common, your values have got to be in alignment, and there's a whole host of things. Those things aren't the things that make a relationship great. Sure, they help, but they're not the most important things, guys. Don't busy yourself with that, because every time you start focusing on what have we got in common, are our values in alignment, you're weatherproofing. And you're robbing yourself of the chance to see the greatness in someone else. Because every time you weatherproof, all you see is what's missing. And whenever we look at what's missing, we just create more of the same, which lowers our levels of connection, lowers our levels of intimacy, and really stops us from having the very thing that we crave. The more you weatherproof, the more you look for what's missing, the busier and busier your mind gets. And the greatest blockage to intimacy is a busy mind. So enjoy each other's company. Stop thinking about what's missing. And I know that the connection and the intimacy that you're craving has an opportunity to really grow and flourish in that environment. I trust this has been helpful to you, and I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful, wonderful New Year. Thank you all to the people who've supported the Relationship Place, all my wonderful, wonderful clients, the people who've sent me referrals, recommended me to others, who've done my programs. I'm so blessed and honored every time someone trusts me with their journey, with their relationship, with their life on any level. I am always honored, and it is such a privilege. So thank you all so very much for making 2014 one of the best years yet for the Relationship Place. And I'm looking forward to an even bigger and better 2015. Merry Christmas to all of you and all of your loved ones. See you next year.